The shimmering cerulean sky of Xylos, my adopted homeworld, was a stark contrast to the muddy green hell I now found myself in crash-landed again. My name is Alara, or at least, that's what the Xylosians called me. Before them, I was just a screaming infant found drifting in a derelict Earth capsule, a relic from a world-long thought consumed by its own folly. They raised me, taught me their language, their science, their unwavering belief in the interconnectedness of all living things. They made me me. Now my whisper had led me to this island. The escape pod, battered but intact, rested precariously on the edge of a black sand beach. Towering ferns, thicker than any tree I'd ever seen, clawed at the humid air, their fronds casting an eerie, perpetual twilight. The air hung heavy with the scent of decay and something else, something ancient and reptilian. My Xylosian-engineered bioscanner, usually a marvel of precision, flickered erratically, unable to process the sheer density of unknown. So what was this? I activated my translator, a neural implant that allowed me to decipher most languages, hoping to glean something from the environment. Nothing. Only the screech of unseen creatures and the rustle of impossible vegetation I had to venture inland. I took a deep breath, the thick air stinging my lungs, and stepped into the jungle. My plasma pistol, a Xylosian standard issue, felt strangely inadequate. Days blurred into a terrifying kaleidoscope of survival. I encountered creatures that defied explanation. Massive, feathered reptiles that swooped from the canopy, lumbering herbivores with bony plates lining their backs, and swarms of insects with iridescent wings and venomous stingers. I learned to identify edible plants, to construct rudimentary shelters, and to avoid the territories of the apex predators. I was a stranger in a forgotten world, an echo of a past that should have been erased. One evening, while scavenging for protein-rich insects near a steaming swamp, I stumbled upon something that stopped me dead in my tracks. A stone wall. Not a natural formation, but a carefully constructed structure, overgrown with vines and moss, but undeniably artificial. It was ancient, older than anything I could comprehend. Who built this, and why? Following the wall, I discovered a hidden valley, a sanctuary shielded from the harsher elements of the island. In the center of the valley stood a massive ziggurat, its steps eroded and crumbling, but its presence still commanding. Carvings adorned its surface. Depictions of creatures I recognized, alongside figures that were disturbingly humanoid, but possessing reptilian features. The whisper in my mind intensified, a cacophony of fragmented memories and half-formed images. As I climbed the ziggurat, the air grew thick with a strange energy. The bioscanner shrieked, overwhelmed by an unknown source. At the top, I found a chamber, open to the sky, containing a single object, a crystal sphere pulsating with a faint blue light. As I reached out to touch it, a voice echoed in my mind, not in Xylosian, not in any language I knew, but in something primal and instinctive. She returns. The ground trembled, the jungle around me roared. From the depths of the valley, a colossal creature emerged, a Tyrannosaurus rex, but unlike any I had seen before. It stopped before the ziggurat, its gaze fixed on me, but it wasn't hostile, it was expectant. Then, a figure stepped out of the shadows, a woman, impossibly old, her skin like weathered leather, her eyes the color of the crystal sphere. She wore clothes woven from leaves and vines and carried a staff topped with a fossilized raptor claw. She spoke, her voice raspy but clear, in a language I somehow understood. "Welcome home, Alara. The Keeper has returned." Keeper? Of what? I asked, my voice trembling. Of the dinosaurs, of the secret they hold, she replied. You are a descendant of the Earthkeepers, those who sought to preserve life when your planet was consumed by war. They created this sanctuary, a pocket dimension shielded from the ravages of time, and they entrusted their knowledge to the crystal, waiting for one of their own to return. The crystal it held the key. As I touched it, the fragmented memories flooded back. Images of a vibrant Earth, of advanced technology used for both creation and destruction, of a desperate plan to safeguard life. The Keepers had believed that one day humanity would return, ready to learn from its mistakes and rebuild a better world. But the paradise wasn't without its shadows. The woman, whose name was Maya, explained that the island was slowly destabilizing, its dimensional shield weakening. A group of rogue keepers, driven mad by isolation and a twisted interpretation of the original mission, sought to accelerate the process, believing that Earth should remain forever lost. They wanted to use the dinosaurs' genetic data to create weapons, to conquer other worlds, and enforce their vision of, quote, preservation through domination. He had embraced the reptilian aspects of their heritage, transforming himself into a grotesque hybrid, his body augmented with dinosaur DNA. He saw me as a threat, a contamination of their pure lineage. The battle was inevitable. I rallied the other keepers, those who still held true to the original mission. We used our knowledge of Xylosian technology and the island's unique resources to defend the sanctuary. The dinosaurs themselves became our allies, their primal power unleashed against Kale's forces. Kale, wielding a bioengineered raptor claw, faced me, his eyes filled with hatred and delusion. "You cannot stop me, Alara. I will save this world, even if I have to destroy it first." Our fight was brutal and desperate. Kale was stronger, faster, more savage. But I had something he lacked. Hope. I believed in the original vision of the Keepers, in the possibility of redemption. Using my Xylosian training and my own innate connection to the Earth, I managed to disarm him, severing his connection to the dinosaur DNA that fueled his power. "What have I done?" he whispered, his eyes filled with regret. "You lost your way," I said, offering him my hand. "But it's not too late to find it again." With Kale's help, we managed to stabilize the island's dimensional shield, buying us time to find a more permanent solution. I contacted the Xylosians, using a long-dormant communication device hidden within the ziggurat. They were shocked by my discovery but also intrigued. They agreed to help, sending a team of scientists and engineers to study the island and its inhabitants. But I knew that we were on the right path. The whisper of old Earth had led me to a place of unimaginable wonder and danger, a place where I had found my purpose. I was Alara, the Keeper, the bridge between two worlds, the guardian of a forgotten paradise, and I would do everything in my power to protect it. I decided to stay on the island and help Maya train new keepers and to continue studying the dinosaurs. Perhaps one day Earth will be ready to learn from them. The Xylosians also agreed that this island must be kept a secret. For now, until the Earth returns to its former glory, it would be too dangerous to reveal.